to fall to the floor.
Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. And today it is a pen that will be discussed. Classic blue Waterman box. Some faux leather on it. Pretty simple. I don't have the sleeve. If we open up the box, we see a blue pen inside. A nice satiny insert here. It has a feel quality to it. Some of you may recognize this pen. This is the Waterman Charleston, which is still being made and is still available from a few suppliers, but only in black with gold or rhodium trim. This blue version, they also made a yellow, is no longer available. I don't think they've changed much in the pen since it was introduced probably in the late 1990s, early 2000s. It has a good weight to it. It feels nice. Unscrew the cap and we'll see a black section, which I think is common with all of the Charlestons, and we'll take a look at the nib here. This nib is a little bit on the fine side, and it's also a small nib, which many of the reviewers have talked about. Interesting feet on the back. It's a standard cartridge converter, nice metal piece here, so this is fairly stable. The barrel's actually fairly light. There's more weight here in the section part. So many people have talked about this pen being commemorative of the Waterman 100-year pen. So I just happen to have a 100-year pen. As you can see, there is some similarities primarily with the bands in the barrel. In fact, they're pretty close, but obviously the bands on the 100-year pen don't have anything engraved on them. Maybe there could have been a place you could put initials. The ribs here are not in this version of the 100-year pen. This is the only one I have that has the clear ends, both top and bottom, which have not broken. All the rest of them I have are broken. So here's an example of most of the 100-year pens that I have, and this one does have the ribs in it. As you can see here, the band is in the cap, not in the barrel. And also the clip is missing, and the end is gone, this clear end. The 100-year pens were made from 1939 through 1946. They were Waterman's idea to get back some market share because Parker and Schaefer had taken over they're selling more pens. They're supposed to last 100 years, and very few of them have. The other thing that you'll take a look at, and we'll use the more complete version of it, is there's definitely a difference in the nib. I mean, that 100-year pen had a substantial nib in it, probably like almost like a number 8 size nib. Most of them were not flexible, which is one of the reasons why I haven't rushed myself to restore these and put them in writing order, because any of the ones I've written with, I've not been happy with the nib. Take a look at the engraving on these pens. Most of them were engraved in the cap, and 100-year pen Watermans. Let's take a look at the other one. Like I said, I haven't done anything to really clean these up. Yeah, this one's a little bit easier to read because of the darker color. And as we talked about before, all of them have big nibs, and all of the nibs say 100-year pen on them. So that was interesting. As you know, I love my books. I love reading about pens, so I thought we would look at this Waterman. So I picked this up. It was a reasonably priced book, and it's just full of photos. So here is a whole page on the 100-year pens. It's a 100-year guarantee. And as you can see, they made a number of models, sizes and shapes, colors. They're rare to find one, as I said, incomplete. Some people do restore them, but again, if the nibs were a little bit better, they're certainly not known for their flexi nibs that I like in Watermans. So I thought I'd go a comparison of some modern pens, or somewhat close to modern pens. So this pen sells for about $200 now in the black with gold or rhodium. Here's another Watermans I picked up. I just fell in love with the color, an eBay buy. And as you notice, this also has the opening in the clip, which wasn't something that Waterman was doing until their later models. And now almost all the models do have an opening there in the clip, including their low-end models. This is a snap-off cap. And as you can see, this nib is a little bit nicer. Also an 18-karat nib, and that's kind of an italic broad. And this thing is a wet writer. If you take a look at the feed section, it's more similar to some of the vintage Watermans. Also in his collection is an Opera, which I'm very happy to own. I also have the ballpoint version of it. Again, this pen was a higher end pen than the Charleston. Again, snap-off cap, and as you can see, it's very similar in design to the previous pen, just a slightly bigger. It's also nice that they have the Waterman emblem at the top of the cap, which also they did on the Charleston, but not quite as ornate. And also on the other pen, which I really don't know what it is. So if someone knows this model, it'd be nice to let me know. Like I said, it looks like a smaller version of the Opera, a little thinner and a little shorter, but not much. And made in the same factory. Here's an example of a new dual fold, again in a blue color. So if we compare that to the larger Waterman Opera, you can see similar size nibs there. And very similar design with little metal here at the bottom of the section, some more bands here at the bottom of the section before it goes into the barrel. And then as the barrel goes down, there's bands, and they will have two of them at the end. No functioning blind caps or anything. These are all cartridge converter pens. There's only one ink to ink up a blue Waterman's pen with, but Waterman's Serenity Blue. I'm going to do my 3 fills and empties to saturate the feed and also make certain there's nothing in it. The pens are all been cleaned. I try to be pretty religious on that. So let's ink it up and put nib to paper. So the pen has been inked up and it's ready to write. So give dimensions on the pen. So unscrew the cap, and I'd say it's about as small as I'm comfortable with. But it posts nicely and actually is weighted well. Definitely pen designed to be posted and works well posted. So let's see how this nib works on this Fabriano paper. If it's a wet writer, it's a smooth writer. The nib has just a little bit of softness to it, which is nice. I mean, I actually like the nib quite a bit. I can understand why some people might like it. It is on the medium to broad side as far as the way the line width goes. I think you can hear there's absolutely no noise as it glides across the paper. And this paper is not as smooth as Rhodey or Clairefontaine, so it'll pick up something on the nib if the nib isn't smooth, but it's no baby bottom. Writes first time every time, very consistent. So that's good. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this quick look at a pen, which unfortunately you can't get this blue model, but you can get in black now. I'm not certain I would pay the $200. It seems to be the regular price for this, or the $300 list price. But, you know, it's an interesting pen to look at. I did not pay that when I bought it. I actually have the tab that came with it. Of course, I bought this probably in the early 2000s from Century 21, a discount department store. Who would ever think that you'd find a pen like that? And so when I saw it there, I did pick it up. So may you have many great writing experiences. Enjoy them, explore, have fun. Bye.